work. I ask myself that if the planet is rising in frequency, will we all rise in frequency? Because we're on the planet. And I had to think about it. See, when you're rising in frequency, that means you're getting lighter. In order to rise in frequency, you have to do the work on yourself, grow spiritually, have a light heart. And I believe that before we reincarnated on this planet, that our souls decided if we wanted to stay asleep at this time, or if our soul wanted to rise with this new frequency. I feel that there are some that chose to wake up at this time, but everybody didn't choose to wake up at this time. That their soul did not want to wake up at this time. And then I asked myself, well, why? Because I feel like before our souls reincarnated here, this was the question. In order to awaken at a certain time with this frequency, you have to do the work on yourself. You have to heal. You have to have a heart that's light. And a lot of people, souls, had made it, I feel, decided that they didn't want to do the work in this lifetime, that they didn't want to heal, that they didn't want to be light, have a light heart. And if they did, perhaps they decided that they just didn't want to put in the effort, that it's easier to stay asleep. And then you have those that decided that they didn't want to stay asleep. That, hey, when this high frequency comes over the planet, I want my soul to awaken. And right now, the frequency on the planet is rising. And that is why souls are awakening at this time, because that's the choice that they made. And then you have others who souls are not awakening at this time because of the choice that they made. Right? So I believe that those who chose not to awaken, they don't feel the shift. And when I say the shift, I mean they don't feel the rising of the frequency on the planet. To them, it may just seem like just another day, or the time hasn't changed, or everything is the same, right? But for those that have awakened, who decided to awaken, they can feel the shift. They can feel that the planet is rising, and they can also feel that they're rising. Because why? Because if they decided that their soul, or that they wanted to awaken at this time, then they have done the work on themselves, right? That they wanted to grow. They wanted a light heart. They wanted to heal. It's like choosing to do this. I feel like some people didn't, or when I say people, I mean souls. Some souls didn't choose to do it because it's hard to heal, right? It's hard to heal. And for some, I just feel like they felt that it would be just easier just to stay asleep, you know. But then you have some souls that are just like, no, I don't want to stay asleep. I want to know what it's like to rise in frequency, to be higher, you know. And I feel that whatever choice that you've made, that the universe is all, it's like the universe is okay with that. Because one thing I feel like is like a spiritual law, that we always have a choice. We always have a choice here on this planet. And as a soul, we have a choice. And that choice is always respected by the universe. That's what I feel. You know. And just because some awakened or decided to awaken, that's not saying that anyone's better than anybody else. It's just a choice, you know, that each soul had. And if you are an awakened soul at this time, you can tell right now who's awakened and who is still asleep. And so in saying that, you can tell by, you can literally tell by conversations. You can tell, you could be around your family, your friends, your colleagues, you know, and tell who's asleep and who's awakened. Sometimes it could just be by a conversation, how they think, their fears. A lot of times, if you're still asleep, you're still in the you're still fearful of death, fearful of just life, things that happen in life you're fearful of, right? See, fear is low vibrational. It's a low frequency emotion. And if you're in a low frequency, just say for instance, like I was saying about the planet, if you aren't rising in frequency with the planet, you'll still be on the earth, but in a low frequency. And that low frequency looks like fear, right? And if you're on a high frequency, you don't fear. See, fear is a low frequency. And so when you're around people and you see the fear, or you hear the fear, or you feel the fear, you know that they're not awakened. And I hope this is making sense. And so being someone that's on a high frequency amongst people that are souls that are on a low frequency, that is, I won't say difficult, but you have to have a balance. And so when I say balance, I mean knowing that you're on a high frequency, but you're still, among people that are in a low frequency. However, or souls that are on a low frequency. However, but remembering that the planet is on a high frequency. And that high frequency is not something like the earth, just one day it's on a high frequency. This is gradual. Just like as you're raising your frequency, it's gradual. Growth is gradual. Healing is gradual. And I feel that a lot of the next generation, there will be, I just feel like more and more there'll be more awakened souls. The new generation is like, I feel like it'll be even more awakened souls. Like people are awakening right now. Right now. I feel like the high frequency is, it's like heaven. If I had to compare it to something, I would say heaven. And low frequency would be like hell, if you believe in heaven and hell. But I'm gonna just use that. And so that's why you might, as a awakened soul, you may look around and see people in distress or chaos, or and then people may look at you and see you're in peace, even in chaos. And they're confused by it. They may not understand it. That is because you've done the work. And so as you do the work and you heal yourself, you become lighter. And if you chose not to awaken and to stay, in the low frequency, you may feel chaotic. You may feel, I guess I could say you feel like you always did, fearful. I feel like when we're talking about low frequency, you got people who are fearful. You got people that hate. You got people, low frequency, you got jealousy, you got envy, etc., etc., etc. And sometimes I feel like just like you can recognize people or souls, excuse me, that are still on a low frequency, that are not, it's like it's on a high frequency planet, but still in a low frequency. You just like you can recognize them being a soul that has awakened. I feel like they recognize you as being an awakened soul. I feel like some souls want to be or want to awaken. But before they reincarnated here, they decided that they didn't want to awaken. That maybe they didn't know what awakening would be like. Like, it's like they chose not to awaken because they felt like it would be too hard, or they didn't want to heal, or you understand what I'm saying? It's like, but they didn't understand the beautiful part of it. I feel like a lot of souls decided that, hey, I don't want to awaken at this time because they didn't want to do the work, but they didn't understand that if you did the work, the reward. They just saw, I don't want to do the work. I don't want to heal because I feel like it's going to be too hard, and I'd rather just stay asleep. That's the only part that I think that they caught, but they didn't understand that if you were to do the healing or do the work and heal and become lighter, that it would be hard, because it is hard, but it would be rewarding. They didn't understand what could happen if you did the work. And I feel like when certain souls that didn't choose to awaken see an awakened soul, or they believe that this person is an awakened soul, they become envious. They become jealous, because somewhere deep down in them, they know that you're awakened, and they want to feel. And so when I say feel like you do, they want the inner peace, the inner healing, the inner growth. They desire it, but they made a choice on a soul level that they didn't want to awaken. And I feel, I don't know, somewhere inside of me, I just feel like a lot of people, our soul chose not to awaken because of fear. I feel like souls were like, I'd rather just stay asleep and just live my life the way it is, not thinking that it could be anything else than what it is, And those who decided that they wanted to awaken were those that were like, I want to know what's out there. I know I have to go through. It's like, I know I got to go through darkness, but I want to know what's on the other side. That's how I feel. That's me. Like literally, I was writing something else, and I just started thinking about that, about the frequency of the planet and how if you decided not to awaken at this time on this high frequency, during this high frequency time on the planet, how would that affect you if you decided that you didn't want to awaken? And that's how I came up with this video. But if you resonate with this video, or if it confirms something for you, like it, subscribe to my channel, share this video, hit the notification bell when you want to be notified when I upload a new video. And if you'd like to donate or support my channel, all of the information is in the description box. Thank you. Bye-bye.